Welcome to the BALM meditation group. It's Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time and 2 p.m. Eastern. And our meditation today is focusing on principle 3, letting go without giving up or giving in. The meditation works on the idea of letting go and releasing discomfort instead of holding on to it. So it often seems that the more painful something is, the harder that we try to hold on and we close up around that thing. So we're going to work on letting that go today. First, I'll introduce myself. I'm Celeste Mendelsohn, and I'll be guiding the meditation. I'm a BALM coach and a family member with loved ones with use disorders, and I've been a member of the Al-Anon Fellowship for about 23 years, actually 24 now. I'm also a yoga therapist, and I use yoga therapy, breath, movement, and meditation to help people to heal emotional as well as physical issues, so trauma in the mind, body, and spirit. And I often relate to things from that physical and emotional place in a similar way, because I found that they kind of go together. What we feel in our bodies, also it can be expressed in our emotions and in our mind. So people don't often realize that the discomfort of stretching, whether mental or physical or even emotional, mostly happens when we're holding on really tight. So that's the example kind of what I was talking about. So in an initial stretch, it might be uncomfortable to fold forward, say stretching your low back. But if you're really tight through the back, if you're holding there because you're afraid of the pain or of stretching, it'll be even more uncomfortable. So you may find that when you close up around things, it becomes restricting and painful, but that when you can release it, when you can breathe into it, exhale into it, the body and the mind can relax and enjoy the sensation of being more than we were, of being stronger and also more flexible. So you can now, I'm going to give you a little experiment. You can stand up or you can stay seated. And we're just going to do what I said before, just do a forward fold. Just fold over, bring your belly towards your thighs, and just kind of notice that position. Let your arms kind of hang down toward your feet. And you don't have to reach your toes, but you can if that's available to you. You don't even have to straighten the legs all the way if you don't want to. You can just let your legs, your knees be bent. And just see if you can bring the belly to the thighs. And as you stand or sit in this forward fold, notice the tendency of the muscles in the body to start to tighten up around the stretch. Notice if you're clenching your hands into fists or your shoulders are hunching up towards your ears. Be aware if your leg muscles or your hips are starting to tighten around the stretch. And when you notice this tendency to pull in, use the breath and your will to consciously, intentionally let go. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, release the muscles of the legs and the hips and the belly. Let go of the shoulder muscles and the arms, the grip of the fingers. Inhale and exhale as you feel the release in the body, as you tell yourself to let go. Go ahead and stay here for a moment, just breathing into this stretch. And if at any time this becomes increasingly uncomfortable, instead of relaxing, please come into another position in which you can relax for a few minutes. And just breathe. You may start to notice that the body continues to loosen and release, even after you've unclenched the muscles. Be aware of the gentle extension that comes into the back and the back of your legs and your hips. Being aware of the relaxation that starts in the upper back and the shoulders too, moving down the arms and the hands. And notice the release of the muscles in your neck as you continue to breathe. Aware of the back muscles starting to loosen. You begin to fold a little farther forward, perhaps. If the muscles in your shoulders start to melt and the fingers stretch to the ground, just coming a little closer. And now on an inhale, slowly make your way back up into a standing position if you were standing, or if you're seated, or a reclined position, wherever it is that you feel most comfortable. Maybe stretching up, bring your arms overhead, reaching for the ceiling, maybe looking up at your hands in the air, and then just gently releasing them down beside you. So notice what you noticed in your body. Any difference between the holding on and the letting go. Just notice for yourself what you felt. And we're going to be using the same concept as we move into the guided meditation now. So make sure that you're in a position that you can be in for the next 10 to 15 minutes. And that can be lying down or sitting on the floor or sitting in a chair. Make your position one that can be comfortable for the entire meditation so that you don't feel like you need to move and you're distracted from your goal, which is to be a loving mirror for those that you love. And begin to notice your thoughts. Gently closing your eyes. Being mindful of the thoughts, noticing anything that's tangled up in your mind. Also, be aware of emotions. See anything that feels messy or tight, emotional ties that you've been holding on to. And begin to visualize these thoughts and emotions as the strands of a strong, thick rope. Noticing your breath, breathing in and breathing out here. See that rope as it wraps around your body. Feel the rope as it begins to tighten. And you notice that one end of the rope is twisted around and over your hands and your fingers. And you visualize this strong, thick rope that you're holding onto, starting to follow the path of the rope. Noticing how tight it is, how difficult it's becoming to breathe comfortably if the rope tightens around you. And the more that the rope tightens and the harder you hold on, afraid of what could happen. So follow the rope in your mind and see that the other end is wrapped around your loved one. Their thoughts and emotions make up the strands of the rope as well. So as you notice this, just feel the body, feel your body, feel the breath in the body. Feel that sensation of tightness or restriction. Noticing the blending of the strands of the rope. It's making the rope thicker and longer and stronger as it wraps you both in this stranglehold of emotion, of feeling of fear, sensations of constriction. And as you visualize this rope, you may notice that your loved one is struggling to get free. And you notice also that you have the ability to release them from the parts of the rope that are yours. You can relax into the feelings and the thoughts instead of holding them so tightly. So take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, notice that slight relaxation in the tension of the rope around you. As you continue to breathe in and breathe out, you can visualize the strands of the rope becoming thinner as you let go of the control over things that you can't change. Letting go gently with every breath, you begin to notice that as you release the control, allowing the strands of your rope to get thinner and looser, your loved one is also breathing easier. Letting go, continuing to release with every breath. Inhale and then exhale the fear that's been holding you captive. Inhale. And as you exhale, let go of the judgment of your loved one's actions and their behaviors. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, release your discomfort of the perceived judgment of others. Inhale. As you exhale, continue to release any specific thoughts and emotions that are holding you and your loved one captive. Continue following your breath. As you do, feel the ease that begins to envelop the places that have been tight within you, in your shoulders. Your shoulders begin to relax, to release and let down, let go. In your chest and in the belly, as they start to soften and let go. You're noticing the tightness around your eyes. Awareness as that begins to lessen too. Continuing full, deep breaths. Noticing as the feeling of restriction in your spine starts to ease. Feel your hips letting go and your thighs relaxing. And look now at the rope and notice that the rope around you is the thin, shining cord. This cord is strengthened by feelings of love and tenderness. And as you look at your loved one, notice that they also have stopped struggling as much against their own bonds. The cord of attachment is still bigger and thicker at their end, but it's no longer as tight or restricting. And they have room to breathe. And so do you. When we hold on to our loved ones so tightly, we do so out of fear for their well-being. But we don't yet understand that releasing can actually open the door for new outcomes and other ways of being that can manifest for our loved ones and for ourselves. The BALM teaches us that when we loosen our iron grip and our hold, then we can hold our loved ones gently and give them the room they need to grow, move out of their own pain, while also allowing ourselves the same room to stretch and to grow. The people that we love are many, many things, as we all are, with both a shining and a shadow side. And in the throes of their substance use disorder, all we see is the darkness. But we give in to our own darkness when we hold on to anger, fear, and doubt, almost as though we covet that dark energy. And it's our responsibility to keep the light of love shining in our hearts, so that those that are troubled can find the way back home. So when we are in fear, we no longer have to isolate with that. We can share our concerns with others in the BALM. We can release the pain in our hearts. And we can learn how to be that loving mirror, to show those who we love what we see, both the light and the shadow. But first, we need to just release and let go. So as it feels comfortable to you now, take a deep breath in and sigh that breath out. As you bring your focus back to this present moment, taking another deep breath in, sigh that breath out too. And perhaps you can begin to visualize all the other Balmers who share this meditation space, both today and on other days. Others who know and understand the challenges that we all face. Recognizing that together we are strong, and together we can become our best selves as we implement the tools for change in our lives and also in the lives of those that we love. And when you feel ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes. Thank you for joining this Principle 3 meditation today. Next week, we'll be meditating on Principle 4. You can be your loved one's best chance at recovery. We'll be working on being present in an aware, non-enabling, helpful way and unsticking the glue of denial. So the recording of today's meditation will be available in the library within 48 hours. Goodbye, everybody.